Two, two races to go in the summer season for Outlaws, a part of Monday Night Madness. In the Renegades, Stephen Goldner enters the night with a 53-point lead and an opportunity to clinch the Renegades championship. After a big week in Rebels for Lane Snook and his third win at Eldora, he increases his points lead to 32. The championship is within his reach, but cannot make any mistakes. And in the Raiders, Jamie McCarran has put himself back in the championship hunt, down to an 8-point margin on Daniel Blau. Can he get up there? As Cool Ray and Coast2Coast Racing League welcome you to the virtual Lernerville Speedway, home of the Silver Cup for Monday Night Madness. We begin the night tonight, as always, with the Raiders, brought to you by our good friends at the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. As we welcome you to the pre-race show here on the Coast2Coast Racing Network for tonight's live coverage of the Coast2Coast Racing League Monday Night Madness. Tonight's race, just one of 16 Coast2Coast Racing League divisions that compete during the week, and we're happy that you've joined us for tonight's program. Hello, friends. Marty Sakala. Glad you could join us on this Monday, August 16th, 2021. Let's set the scene here for you at Lernerville Speedway. 2 races left in the summer season, and last week at Eldora for the Raiders, Jamie McCarran made a statement to a 5th place finish in Daniel Blau, saying, hey, if you want to win this championship, you're going to have to battle me for it. However, Daniel Blau, with an 8-point lead, must be mindful too of his IL. Currently at a 288, he must be under a 250. So without question, Blau is going to take extra precautions headed into tonight. And at a tough track like Lernerville, where there is no wall in the turns and the back chutes, you could be in big danger if you take the bigger risk of running the higher side. Another thing too, drivers have not used their 2 drop weeks yet, including the top 3. Tonight would not be surprising if we see our first drop of the season. Nothing is really made official until the end of the year. On the Rebel side of things, Lane Snook had a clutch win to increase his lead to 32 over Brennan Lacey after he finished in 9th. However, Lacey not racing the rest of the season, which would put Terry Landis into the runner-up spot, doubling Snook's lead with the gap now 64 points, minus bonus points, penalty points, and drop weeks. If Landis wants to stay alive, he would have to beat Snook by at least 8 positions from 5th to 24th. If Landis wins, Snook needs to finish 6th or better to clinch. Also with Snook, his IL at a 207, Landis at a 154. In the Renegades, Stephen Goldner leads by 53 on Brandon Schultz, minus discrepancies. If Goldner beats Schultz, he will clinch in that situation. We just wanted to bring that up real quick. And while we are at it, let's take this opportunity to bring in one of our drivers into the broadcast booth. Normally, we don't do pre-race interviews, but this guy had one heck of a weekend. He's the main guy in charge of Dirt Car Northeast and the number 79 with the Raiders, Dean Reynolds. Dino, what's happening, man?
What's going on, Marty? How you doing?
I'm doing good. So you had a fun weekend. This is what the main conversation is going to be about. You went to Knoxville earlier in the week and then stayed for the Nationals, then went to Indianapolis on Sunday, but Knoxville had to be one heck of a treat watching Young Money win.
Well, it was the first time I didn't have any ESS shows the same weekend as the Knoxville Nationals, and it was actually thanks because of COVID, but I took advantage of it. I flew out Friday morning after our Super Dirt Car Series race at Orange County and spent the Friday and Saturday at the Nationals, and then on the way home, we realized Indy has NASCAR, and we decided to make a little short detour there.
You went from one of the cleanest Knoxville races we have seen in the world of Outlaws to a crazy wreck fest. Where were you sitting for Indy, and what was that craziness not like with the curbing?
Yeah, I was down towards turn one, and we got to see a lot of the action on the big screen because the area where the curbing was behind the tree, so I didn't get to see it live. But we had a big screen in front of us that showed us.
That had been an awesome race as well, watching AJ Allmendinger win. And normally I don't cheer for drivers who they win, but with AJ being a good friend of mine, having great interviews with him in the past, seeing Colleague Racing win their first ever Cup race, that was awesome.
Yeah, anytime Dinger wins, everyone likes him too, and that was really cool to. Was it a little luck? Yes, but we need luck. I mean, if I want to win today, I'm going to need luck. So it was good to see Dinger get a win.
How's she looking for tonight at Lernerville, your car?
I got a decent setup when there's bite. My biggest problem is when it slicks off. That's where I'm going to be in trouble. So I think I'll be okay if I get an early heat. I should be able to get through the heat, hopefully. But if not, then I got to try my patience. I got lucky and ran the matinee today. That was a fixed setup. So I think that's going to help me with this setup because a fixed setup's a little bit tougher than having a setup in the car.
Well, that's awesome, man. Best of luck to you tonight. Glad you had a fun weekend, Dean.
All right, Marty, thanks a lot, and hope everyone enjoys the show.
Dean Reynolds, the #1 guy at Dirt Car Northeast, competing tonight in the Raiders number 79. Let's get to the point standings, and your point standings are brought to you by iRacing League Manager. If you run or manage an iRacing League, let iRacing League Manager make it easier for you. Go to iRacingLeagueManager.com for more information. And once again, this battle is tight. In the Raiders, it is an 8-point lead for Daniel Blau over Jamie McCarron, 509 to 501. And again, remember, Blau has that IL of 288 to McCarron's 223. So Blau may have to keep it clean for tonight, or his chances at a championship could be in jeopardy. Like I said earlier, nothing's really deemed official until the end of the season. Brandon Dittmer by himself in third with 472 points. Luke Gazarek fourth by himself with 449 points. And then Rory Collins in fifth with 404. Chris Schaefer is sixth. He's got 376. David Lester seventh with 347. Nicholas Schell is eighth with 326. Nathan Hall ninth with 312. And then a good battle for 10th up for grabs between Gabe Blau, Jeffrey Kemper, John Rayner. You can even add Austin Stern to the equation. It is 287, 284, 282, and 272, respectively. So those are the standings coming on in. Qualifying beginning in just under a minute from now, just about 30 seconds out. For those that are new to the Coast to Coast Racing League Monday Night Madness, here is how we work the night. We've got time trials only lasting 3 minutes. That will set the lineup for the heats, 3 to 5 heats, 8 laps. We'll invert the top 4 before we begin the heat, so the top 4 will have to duke it out from slowest to fastest. Top 4 in the heat will also transfer to the feature from each race. We'll also have a mandatory B main just for fun, extra practice unless we get more than 24 drivers. We've got exactly 24 here, so no need for a last chance showdown. That will be 10 laps. We'll then do a 5-minute warm-up. The features will range from 20 to 30 laps, depending on what series you're in. No black flags cleared. No black flags cleared, excuse me. No waiver rounds. 1 quick repair. Caution laps do not count except for the start tonight. We were just waiting for a couple of drivers to hit the racetrack on your screen, and you'll see the times on the bottom. And we will start things off here with Luke Gazarek in the number 419. Lap 1 time for Gazarek. We'll start things off here. We wait for his time to go on up. Looks like a lot of drivers are going off track just like that. That's a big key for tonight. You got to be very careful at how you drive here, and Dean Reynolds starts things off with a quick time of 13.52. Justin Sick moves up top. He's got a 13.518. And Brandon Templeton now gets the quick time with a 13.41. A couple of drivers on track now. Let's watch Craig Vaught here in the number 818. We'll go to Gary Taylor now. Justin Sick up to second quick with a 13.46. Taylor 9th quickest. Nicholas Shell improves to 8th quick. Let's watch the voice, Shane Andrews, as he works on lap 2 time. Again, you got to be very careful trying to avoid that off track. If you do go off track, your lap won't count. How about DC Smith up to second quick with a 13.45. Andrews up to 6th with a 13.57. Here's Jamie McCarron. I think he may have just nipped the wall. Quick time! A 13.337 for the Aussie, Jamie McCarron, as Dan McLaren is faster with a 13.256. Welcome back, McLaren. Driving as fast as they do in Formula One, by 7/100ths of a second faster over McCarron's arch nemesis in the championship, Daniel Blau. And that should do it for qualifying. 2 drivers have not come out for warm-ups. That could be because somebody did not like what they were doing last week. Curtis Klinger goes up to 16th quick. He is at a 13.78. 1378 for Curtis Klinger. And that should do it here for qualifying. And on the pole for heat race number 1, starting in 4th position, your fastest is Dan McLaren, as we get ready to go here for heat race number 1. First heat race of the night is always brought to you by our good friends at the Empire Super Sprints, the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, celebrating over 37 years of exciting 360 sprint car action in the northeastern United States and Canada. Stars like Paulie Colagiovanni, Jason Barney, Chuck Habing, Matt Tanner, Billy Van Immergen, and many more come to a dirt track near you. For more info, please log on to EmpireSuperSprints.com or visit our Facebook and Twitter pages. The Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, where the tradition of excitement guaranteed lives on. So here we go. Let's give you the starting lineup for heat race number 1. Again, we invert the top 4. It's Steven Bixler and Rich Holland in row number 1. Row 2, Brandon Templeton and Dan McLaren. McLaren, by the way, was the winner back in week 2 at Fairbury. Row 3, Nicholas Schell and Curtis Klinger. And row 4, Luke Gazarek and Nathan Aldrich. Waiting for a couple more drivers to roll things off, but we get ready to go for heat race number 1. Again, 8 laps. We'll take the top 4 and transfer them directly to the A-main. 2 races left on the schedule. Don't forget, next week we are off for the Brody Sim Charity Night with the late models and 305 sprints. That's going to be an absolute fun blast to call the championship races for those. 2 weeks from now, we will be at Charlotte, the dirt track at Charlotte, for championship night. I'd like to welcome those of you watching on Monday Night Madness. Let us know where you're watching from in the chat and who you are rooting for tonight. Janet Clark is rooting for Klinger, starting in 6th position, outside of row number 3 for the heat race. Again, you'll see the green lights closely. When they go green, that means the heat's underway. No yellows for the heats. Everything is green and will be started based off of the leader. Again, we definitely appreciate all of you joining us here. The one guy to watch out for would probably be Brandon Templeton, who is currently, while he's 18th in the standings, he's shown to be pretty quick in recent races, but Dan McLaren is probably the main guy here. He hasn't competed in all the races this season. Only 2 of them is We Are Green for heat race number 1. 3 wide for second spot already. Steven Bixler trying to thread a hole up the middle, goes to third spot. Dan McLaren up to second, and he's looking top shelf for the race lead. McLaren leads lap number 1 over Rich Holland. Holland a little bit loose off of turn number 4. Steven Bixler, Brandon Templeton, that's currently your top 4 right now. Battle for 5th, Luke Gazarek trying to use the inside of the track to his advantage. Falls back to 6th on Curtis Klinger. Now he looks for 4th on Templeton. Templeton faded back a little bit in the feature event for the Raiders last week at the Eldora Speedway. And now looks outside for 3rd on Steven Bixler, and he's got it, putting Bixler in the bubble. Bixler and Gazarek are going to war for that 4th and final transfer spot as Gazarek takes a peek inside for that position. Let's see if he can make the pass stick into turns 3 and 4. Got to be careful on the cushion as the slider by Gazarek as we got trouble. Nicholas Shaw and Brandon Templeton barrel rolling off the final turn. As we come to 2 laps to go in heat race number 1. And Dan McLaren's out in front. Then Rich Holland, Luke Gazarek was able to get by for the 2nd position. And Steven Bixler is back in 4th. And there you see the gap he has currently between him and Curtis Klinger. White flag is in the air, 1 lap to go. This battle's not over yet. Klinger puts the slide job, and they touch with Bixler, losing control in either round. Klinger's going to take 4th. Checkers are out. Dan McLaren takes the Heat 1 win. Holland, Gazarek, and Klinger will transfer directly to the A main. That was a fun heat race. Again, the track is fresh for right now. Definitely tacky. We'll get slickened up here in the future. A little bit of a cushion developing on the outside from what we have learned. Heat race number 2 brought to you by our friends at Icon Sim Sports. They aim to bring the sim racing community a one-of-a-kind fixed chassis unlike no other, while exemplifying extraordinary customer service to its patrons. Imagine having a sim racing chassis built specifically for you, a custom chassis, engineered to accommodate you and your needs while replicating the look, feel, and design of a real race car. Check them out online at www.iconsimsports.com. Let's line them up this way for heat race number 2. It is Andy Piercefield and Dean Reynolds in row number 1. DC Smith and Daniel Blau, row number 2. Great qualifying run for DC in his first start with, excuse me, the wrong thing here. With the Raiders this season, Daniel Blau next to him. John Rayner, Gary Taylor in row number 3. Robert Neller and Roger Craig in row number 4. But I believe it is just a 7-car field, and that it is. So there's the field as they roll off. The front row has both the Empire Super Sprints logo on them. How about that? Guess you could say that's pretty neat there. Piercefield, by the way, the client for Cool Ray for the Coast to Coast Racing League. So we definitely appreciate his support for what this league brings on the iRacing platform. Daniel Blau, the main guy we are watching closely, starting outside row 2 in the 4th starting spot. Again, you have to watch him closely with how he races. Has to try and avoid contact and off tracks as much as he can. Pace truck pulls off. Again, top 4 all inverted here prior to the heat. We're green. Reynolds takes a look inside, tries to slide up on Daniel Blau, doesn't work, falls back to 3rd position. DC Smith back in 4th. And now we continue watching. One car is off track, and that is DC Smith in the number 41. Not what he wanted early on. Battle for the lead shaping up here between Dean Reynolds and Daniel Blau. Blau in 2nd as he lost control of his car for just a moment. Andy Piercefield 3rd. John Rayner currently in the 4th position with Gary Taylor, the first one out. Trouble for Robert Neller, who is off track in the pits in the number 18. There you see a sighting of him. See if we can get a quick look here on the Malcolm's Mills mill riding replay. Lose control in turn 3 and off track he goes. And that will be a B main opportunity. Change for the lead, by the way. Slider from Daniel Blau. Dean Reynolds tries to cross over into turn number 3, just past halfway. In heat race number 2, tries to look inside, doesn't work. Blau keeps the lead with 3 to go in the heat. Having a clean race so far, and that's definitely what Mr. Blau wants, considering his IL. And it's kind of the same thing as a practice thing as we head into the 20-lap feature. Gotta watch as well that battle for 4th very closely. John Rayner and Gary Taylor. You see Taylor right behind. As we take you on board, look how close Rayner is to that cushion. Taylor right behind him. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go in the heat race. Daniel Blau out in front by about 8 car lengths over Dean Reynolds. And off of turn 4, he starts in 2nd tonight. Daniel Blau takes heat 2. Reynolds, Piercefield, and Rayner will transfer on in. So nice job there by Rayner to hold off Gary Taylor for 14th. 3rd heat race of the night brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series, the Northeast Premier Series, showcasing the big block modified Premier drivers. From Florida to Canada, the Super Dirt Car Series visits some of the most exciting dirt tracks in front of the biggest crowds. In the words of Shane Andrews, the ground-pounding, earth-shattering, window-rattling beast of the Northeast, it's the Super Dirt Car Series. And speaking of the Super Dirt Car Series, look who's on row number 1 on the outside of the front row. It's the voice, Shane Andrews, and the Jumping Jack Johnson tribute with Mason Hine next to him. In row 2, Justin Sick and Jamie McCarran. McCarran the one to watch out for closely. Row 3, Mike Shaughnessy and Jeffrey Kemper. And row 4, Kyle Lesher and Craig Vaught. So that is how they look. You see the track is starting to rubber in just a little bit, and definitely a lot on the high side. And starting to get a little slick on the bottom too. The middle line may be the place to go. One lap until we get the green flag. Driver to watch for closely, definitely Jamie McCarran, a new paint scheme this time. Has gone from the white number 2 to a sky blue performance race skier machine. Here we go. 3rd heat race of the night and final one is underway for the Raiders, and it is a scrum back here entering turn number 3. Look at McCarran trying to make some moves. Shane Andrews falls back to 4th as we're 3 wide for the top spot at the stripe though. It's Hine leading lap number 1. McCarran all the way down to the grass. A big slider up by Mason Hine. Nearly goes off track, I should say, as the battle's up for grabs for P3. Andrews versus Sick. The voice using the cushion all the way around the corner. Sick doing the bottom side around. Here's Jeffrey Kemper also in this battle. Great racing happening for P3 on the track. Mason Hine gets a little bit loose in the entry of turn number 3. Andrews trying to capitalize, looking for 2nd position. And now Kemper looking for 4th on Justin Sick. Can he take that away and say race and hang on? There they go! Andrews around, same with Sick. They make a nice save, though, just past halfway. But likely they are going to the B main. We've got the battle for the final transfer spot up for grabs between Vaught and Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy in the 48. Vaught in the Brian Clausen tribute, 818. 2 laps to go, and they nearly touch. Shaughnessy on the outside makes the pass stick on Craig Vaught. Now Justin Sick trying to rebound, looking to the inside. Could be a 4th place, or 3rd place rather, starting position in the B main tonight. That's the battle up for grabs. Checkers are out. Meanwhile, it is McCarron, followed by Hine, Kemper, and Shaughnessy with the final spot. So that will do it for heat race number 3 as we get right into the B main. And the B main is brought to you by SBGC 3D Printing. SBGC has been involved in 3D printing since 2016, committed to making this cutting-edge technology accessible for anyone who has an idea that needs to be manufactured. Using a 3D CAD program, they'll work with you to create your invention or creative project. Let's line them up this way. In row 1, it's Steven Bixler and Gary Taylor. Row 2, Justin Sick and Brandon Templeton. Row 3, DC Smith and Craig Vaught. Row 4, Nicholas Schell and Robert Neller. And row 5, Kyle Lesher and Shane Andrews. One thing I forgot to mention as well, during my read for the Super Dirt Car Series, they've got a big race on Tuesday at the Brewerton Speedway, the Demon 100 on the D-shaped Demon. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I will not be there as it's not in my coverage area, but I will definitely be watching it on Dirt Vision. Talked with the Baldwinsville Bandit, Jimmy Phelps, while in Weed Sport on Saturday for American Flat Track. For those who don't know, Jimmy is the promoter of the Weed Sport Speedway. At first I was surprised seeing him because I thought he would be in Brewerton, but apparently Brewerton was off last weekend. But he's definitely looking forward to Tuesday. One lap until we go green. 10 drivers are in this. This will determine spots 13 through 22. So it will be 22 drivers taking the green for the feature tonight. As we are green, here we go. Looking on the outside, Gary Taylor all the way up on the cushion. We've got a crash already. Shane Andrews has gone off track in the number 130. That's actually the Jumping Jack Johnson tribute. Meanwhile, it's Steven Bixler out in front. Justin Sick second. DC Smith is third. Brandon Templeton is fourth. We'll watch the closer battles on the track, and it's actually this one. 4th spot on the line between Templeton and Nicholas Schell, the 512 of Schell, riding the bottom side of the racetrack. Schell using the bottom side and trying to make it work. Now, a lot of drivers have been running that bottom side. The line to go is up top. When we get through to the warm-ups, without question, not just this high line, which is already rubbered in, but the low to middle lines, I would not be surprised if they got slickened up big time. Halfway through in the B main. And it's currently Justin Sick out in front with the race lead, 1.2 second advantage over Steven Bixler, currently in second spot. And a nice battle for third between DC Smith, Brandon Templeton, and Nick Lachelle. Got to be very careful, especially in 3 and 4. It seems like to be the sweet spot for going off track. Shell tried to look to the bottom, but got a little bit wobbly in turns 1 and 2 and fell off the pace. 2 laps to go, though, in the B main. And DC Smith all over Steven Bixler, looking for second on track as you ride along with them. Final lap is underway, and we will watch this battle closely for the runner-up spot. Oh, Bixler just lost it in 1 and 2. Can he try and fight back? We'll just have to see, but off turn 4, Justin Sick takes the B main, and for the battle for second, Smith edges out Steven Bixler. Great battling there. So it is Justin Sick that takes the win in the B main and will start from the 13th position. Folks, as well, it has been a special time getting ready for next week, our charity event for Brody Sim. And as we pause here, let's tell you a little bit more about it.
Join in and help out Brody Sim, who was seriously injured in a sprint car accident this year. The fundraiser will feature 305 sprint cars and pro late models. Register now for one class for only $10 or both classes for $15 until August 15th. After August 15th, it'll be $15 for one and $20 for both. All drivers are guaranteed 2 to 4 races between August 17th and August 23rd. Don't miss the opportunity to help out Brody Sim in his road to recovery. 100% of the proceeds will go to Brody Sim through the Steve King Foundation. The Brody Sim Never Give Up fundraiser is presented by Can-Am Racing Team, Gambler Motorsports, Sim Seats, Maurer Farm Management, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, VMR Wraps, and PMD Wraps. For more information, check out www.c2crl.com. Help Brody Sim never give up and sign up today.
Well, you just heard a bunch of that story. And this is a charity event I am absolutely looking forward to. Never Give Up Racing for Brody Sim. And the prices have gone up. $15 and $20 for either one or both divisions, respectively, beginning on August 17th. Let's tell you about the schedule and how it is going to work. Obviously, we're beginning on Tuesday, August 17th for our qualifiers in the 305s and Pro Late models. That will go down at Knoxville Raceway. Wednesday, a part of Hometown Heroes, being Brody Sim Night, coming up this coming Wednesday, actually, is fixed 305s and Pro Late models, another qualifier event. Then for Thursday Night Thunder, the LCQs at Eldora. And then next week on Monday Night Madness, it is the championships at Volusia Speedway. So everything is beginning tomorrow. Let's show you the commemorative t-shirts we are giving out. All proceeds will be going towards a great cause for Brody Sim. Indeed, all profits. An amazing interview on the Pitside podcast a couple of weeks ago with Brody's dad. And it is an incredible interview that Ed Sim did. So absolutely looking forward to this event beginning tomorrow night. And like I said, yeah, it's just going to be a lot of fun to race for Brody. Not racing for wins, for points, for anything. There's only one cause here, racing for Brody Sim. And Brody as well, if you are watching, we hope you get well soon. All proceeds, by the way, for entry will be going towards the Steve King Foundation, a nonprofit charitable organization established for the purpose of helping the dirt track racing community. The prizes, how they will work, all monetary prizes will be your choice of iRacing credits, an Amazon gift card, and a donation to Brody. For the championships, if you win, you get a trophy and $25. Second place, 15. Third place, 10. LCQs, predetermined mystery gifts. If you enter, we've got door prizes up for grabs. Your choice of 4 $25 gift cards and 6 car wraps are up for grabs. So, a lot of fun. I'm not currently sure what we have for an entry list for that, but for this weekend next, I am definitely expecting it to be huge. Warm-ups are complete. The checkers are out. Daniel Blau was the quickest with a 13.83. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our first feature of the night with the C2CRL Raiders. Here is your starting lineup. On the front row, 2 of the fastest drivers this season, the Dan and Dan Show, Dan McLaren and Daniel Blau in row 1. Jamie McCarran and Rich Holland in row number 2. McCarran, Blau's championship rival. Row 3, Dean Reynolds and Mason Hine. Row 4, Luke Gazarick, Andy Piercefield. Rounding out the top 10, Jeffrey Kemper and Curtis Klinger. Row number 6, John Rayner and Mike Shaughnessy. We go through the rest of the grid. Justin Sick, DC Smith, Steven Bixler, Brandon Templeton, Nicholas Shell, Craig Vaught, Gary Taylor, Kyle Lesher, Shane Andrews, and Robert Neller make up the field of 22 for tonight. And while we are at it, let's give you the weather looks for right now. 73 degrees the track temp, 83 is the air temp. The field will roll off single file with the way pit exit works here at Lernerville, and then transition straight into a double file sequence. Here's how the track looks. High side, extremely slick. The low line not as slick, but could be tough to make a pass there too. Middle groove is not really slick for right now. Still some moisture on it, so you'll have to watch that closely. First feature of the night with the Raiders, 20 laps. Caution laps will not count unless a caution comes out on lap 1. Those caution laps will count. Again, we are watching closely the battle in points. Daniel Blau up by 8 on Jamie McCarran coming on in. And we're going to get the qualifying points here too. All the bonus points once we are done here as well. Pace truck is in. Dan McCarran, Daniel Blau, your front row. It's time to bring the action. First feature is green. Off of turn 2, look at Daniel Blau up on the outside, nearly 3 wide for the race lead, but look at Jamie McCarran right in the bottom side of the racetrack. Can he get it to stick? We're going 3 wide. Look at the run from Daniel Blau. That's McCarran, who almost gets turned. That got very close there. And the top 2 in the championship side by side for the lead. Now McLaren takes it 3 wide off of turn 4. Trouble with the back of the field. Dean Reynolds gets turned. Yellow lights are on. Oh, and he takes another hit from behind. That was Gary Taylor in the number 34. And can you believe the bad luck from Dino? So he took it into the infield for a moment. Dean, I'm sorry, there are no hot pits there at all. The Malcolm's Mill riding replay will show everything. Going down the back chute, the wreck happened in turns 3 and 4. And nope, Dean Reynolds just lost it in the rubbered up stuff. And then a second hit comes from Gary Taylor. Started in the 6th position and probably the best car Dino has had so far this season. I think he just used his quick repair instantly. He's not going to lose a lap, luckily. But we'll see how he does making his way up through the field. But my goodness, what a start we had. That was for sure. It is McLaren, Blau, your top three currently, and they had some good racing to begin the feature. A lot of people in chat rooting for Curtis Klinger, currently running in just outside the top 10 as we speak. This all gets updated. So for restarts, they're all single file, and the leader gets the right to fire first. Here's how we restart them. McCarron the leader, McLaren second, Daniel Blau third, Holland fourth, Hine fifth, Gazarek sixth, Kemper seventh, Piercefield eighth, Sick ninth, Shaughnessy is 10th. Big gap right now for McLaren. Oh, that was just for a lag situation as McCarron brings them back to the green flag. They all three run the bottom side of the track. McCarron nearly clips the lawn there, that berm for a split second, and pulls away over McLaren. Now Blau working on the outside with Rich Holland, currently in positions of number 3 and 4. And Daniel Blau right there, the pass in the grass tried to work, and that's big for Daniel Blau. Rich Holland pulls a 2-for-1. Oh, car off the track, and it's Holland, I believe. And it is. No yellow, we remain green. And now the yellow's out as there's more carnage behind them, as that is Brandon Templeton in the 223. And let's take a look at the Malcolm's Mills mill riding replay and show you what happened. Holland an easy pass there, 2-for-1 discount after McLaren and Blau got together and just simply went off track, didn't go upside down, just rear-ended the barrier and kept it going. And then what happened, let's see if we can get this to work here, with Templeton. Was running around mid-pack or so and just got into 75 of Steven Bixler. So Daniel Blau falls back to 4th after that. Now you got to remember about his IL. If he wants to contend for the championship, if he wants to win the championship, his IL has to be under 250. Coming into the night, it was set at 288, and he does not want to be making contact at all. His opponent, Jamie McCarron, currently in 2nd spot. That would be a 6-point gain, cutting the gap down to 3, minus penalty points for the incidents. McCarron, McLaren, Hine, Blau, Gazarek, your top 5 as we go back to green. McCarron puts them on the bottom. Here we go. And McLaren takes a peek underneath. Looks for the race lead. McCarron stays on the throttle with the 700 horsepower and keeps it out front. Mason Hine, how about the restart for him? Up to 3rd. How about Luke Gazarek running in 4th, but now falls back to 5th. We're back to yellow. And it looks like Curtis Klinger has crashed. He's up on his side, and I believe, did this involve Jamie McCarron too? Let's see what happened. Down the back chute, Klinger gets into Bixler, and up on his side he goes. It's one of the weirder weight shifting flips that I've seen in a while. He tried to get that back on all 4 sneakers, but could not. Now it said Jamie McCarron crashed too. I don't believe this. This could be from the yellow. So we're going to try this restart once again. Yeah, he was just slowing down. So we're going to try this restart again in the same spot unless you're involved in the wreck. 7 laps are currently complete. Be going to lap 8. We'll have 8 in the books when we go to green. Or excuse me, we'll have 7 laps in the books when we go to green. Same top 5, McCarran, McLaren, Hine, Blau, and Gazarek. See what McLaren does here in this restart if he follows the 211. Back underway. McLaren again, still trying that low line, and Blau gets by on the outside of Hine for 3rd position after it looks like the 039 just lost it. So Blau up to 3rd, trying to challenge McLaren for 2nd position. It is a 3-horse show for P2. Hang on there, Daniel. And nearly makes contact with McLaren and is still rocking it up on the cushion. Barely scrapes the wall. This is your best battle on track 2. Blau up to 2nd spot, cuts the gap down to 6 positions. To 6 markers, rather. Now Mason Hine trying to challenge underneath as the cross flags went up this time. 10 down, 10 to go. Hine loses it in turns 1 and 2. Trying to use the bottom side of the racetrack, but you can't feather the throttle as much as you can. And he tried to get 3rd position away from McLaren. Nothing set in stone. We're back to yellow. And I believe it has gone from bad to worse for Rich Holland in the number 116. And it has. 2nd accident of the feature for Holland. Let's see what happened. Entering turn 3, does he do the same thing as he did in 2nd position? Yes, he did. And just around he goes and backed it into pit lane. That was nearly an impressive parallel park job by Rich Holland. Thankfully, he can get that car back on track as long as the tow is back in time. So a couple of laps were put on the boards. 8 laps to go when we go back to the green flag. We have 2 laps until we go back to green flag racing. Again, no points events beginning on Tuesday for the week due to the Never Give Up qualifying events, and then Monday Night Madness off next week for championship night for Never Give Up. So Daniel Blau is going to be all over McCarran's rear bumper. Now, what does Daniel Blau in the number 17 do? Does he go where McCarran goes and just follows him? Because I believe that Daniel Blau is a lot better on the outside compared to Jamie McCarran. It's going to be all about this restart as we have 8 laps to go. Let's see what Blau does here. Running the middle line just like McCarran. McLaren's 3rd. The battle for 4th between Gazarek and Hine is on. Hine trying to roll the bottom and go for a 2-for-1 discount. Tries to slide up. Does not work. McLaren gets back on the gas on Mason Hine. Impressive job from the 039 in his first start of the season. 6 laps to go in the first feature of the night. McLaren still has that final podium spot. And should be able to take that one. Oh, McLaren off track. Somebody else did up on the curve. That should bring a yellow out. He's on his side. And it is. Oh, man. You just hate to see it for Dan McLaren out of a 3rd place starting spot. I think we may have seen another driver crash too. We're not sure. I'm going to take a look here from the aerial shot and see if anyone else did go off track. Somebody else did. Was that Gazarek that went off too? I think that was. And it was. Wow. This top 5 just got scrambled up like it was the Brickyard on the road course. Starting from the pole in the feature tonight, tough break for Dan. So there they are once again, your top two, McCarran and Blau. Lights are still on. We'll have 4 laps to go when we go back to green flag racing. Don't forget, coming up next will be the Rebels event. Possibility for Lane Snook to clinch the championship tonight, but remember, we will not celebrate the championship until after tonight. Lights are off. Give you your top 5 as we speak. McCarran leads, Blau second, Hine third, Sick is fourth, and Kemper rounding out the top 5. Daniel Blau trying to get close to Jamie McCarran as soon as possible. Trying to tighten things up there just like they are in 3rd and 4th. Biggest mover, by the way, of the race so far is Justin Sick in 4th position from the B main, winning that in 13th position as we go back to green. Hine spins the tires just a little bit. Tries the inside. Justin Sick for P3 on the track. And has the run down the back chute. Got a lot of bite in there as Sick sends it in. Takes away P3. But this battle's still not over yet with 3 laps to go. Jeffrey Kemper losing it. And there they go. Big wreck. That's got Andy Piercefield and DC Smith. Oh, and another big hit from behind. From McLaren. Was that from McLaren? I don't know, but we'll help out McLaren stay on the lead lap. I believe. Nope, I don't think so, actually. It's going to put McLaren a lap down. As once again, we are under the yellow flag for a 3-car accident. And I believe this will send us into overtime as we watch on the Malcolm's replay. That is Piercefield, and the wreck started in front of him. Ending up with the Cool Ray car on his side. We'll watch Jeffrey Kemper here. And let's see if we have a nice aerial shot here. That's just lost it on the bottom. Came down to Gazaric and DC Smith with nowhere to go. Then another hit came from behind, too, from that car right there. Not sure who that car is, but I'm going to take you on board here with DC Smith before we go back to green. Just nowhere to go. Going back to green will be a 2-lap shootout, not an attempt at a green-white checkered. Can Jamie McCarran go back-to-back for his 3rd win of the season, or will Daniel Blau get win 2? Nice restart from McCarran. Justin Sick trying the inside for the 2nd spot. That would be huge. Could cut the points lead down to 3, minus all discrepancies. White flag in the air this time by 1 lap to go. Daniel Blau's got to run to McCarran. And Daniel Blau sent it in. Slide job. Daniel Blau doesn't work. McCarran tries the inside. Blau's opportunity. One last chance at 3 and 4. Daniel Blau with the slide job. McCarran take it out. Daniel Blau wins it. Oh, boy. Daniel Blau wanted that win more, refuses to lose. McCarran got into the back of Daniel Blau and somehow finishes 2nd anyway. Wow, what a finish to kick off the night. I'm watching that again on the replay. Slides up in front of McCarran. McCarran didn't want to let off the gas. He was going for a win too. That is just hard dirt track racing at its finest. And before we talk to your top 3, I'm going to look at the qualifying too. And we're going to look at the fastest lap of the race. So Daniel Blau was 2nd, McCarran was 3rd, so that cuts a point down. That went from 8 points, down to 7. Got to see who the hard charger of the race was. It doesn't go to any of them. Each of them will get incident points, so that doesn't count for bonus points. Fastest lap of the race, though, matters for us. And we can try and take a look and see who got it. I know we got to try and make it quick at the same time because we have a B event coming up here shortly. Fastest lap went to McCarran with a 14.36. And again, just taking a look at qualifying one more time. So that takes the point back. So it was 8 points entering the feature. And before all the penalty points do come in, it is down to 5. And we're going to get ready to talk with your winners here. First off, the A&J Custom Creations Hard Charger Award. That will go to the driver of... That's actually going to go... Listen to this. The voice, Shane Andrews, will get the hard charger from 21st to a top 10 finish. How about that? So good for him. And we're going to talk to your top 3 here right now. We're going to try and make this quick because some of the drivers have... they've got to get to the B event. And first guy we'll talk to here is Justin Sick. Justin, it was a fun race as well for third the entire way. Just walk us through that.
Yeah, man, it was definitely fun. Wasn't expecting this, not by any means, but hey, I'll take it.
Without question, will you be racing with us in the next event? And if so, what do you expect?
Yeah, I will be. I'm actually loading in now. I don't know what to expect, honestly. Like, I used to race these, 3 years ago was really the last time I was decent in them, really. So I mean, I'm still scared. Hopefully it turns out pretty good like this one.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
Like shout out Spartan Racing, ABR Setup Shop, Highside Racewear, Goodwin to Daniel, my fiance, Coast to Coast. I love running with these guys. You guys for making the show live and make it happen.
Awesome run, Justin. Good luck in the next event.
Thank you.
Justin Sick with a third place finish. Let's talk with the Aussie, Jamie McCarran, coming home in second. Jamie, good morning. I want to ask you, though, you led pretty much the most laps of the race. However, though, just what happened on the final lap that opened up the door for Daniel?
I just thought I'd run the top nice and smooth, but we get those sliders thrown at you. I was on the brakes and everything to try and avoid it, but I couldn't avoid it. But anyway, all good.
That was a fun finish indeed. Just what were you planning on doing in turns 3 and 4? Were you just keeping it on the outside, or were you thinking about defending the bottom in case Daniel was going to send it in?
I knew he was going to send it in 1 and 2. I knew he was going to do it in 3 and 4. I just thought I'll keep the momentum up high just to run the top, but I sort of got underneath me and I had to really get on the anchors there to try and avoid him, but I didn't avoid him. That was the worst thing. But anyway, it's all good. Bring on next week.
Will we be seeing you in the next race? And if so, what do you expect?
I think so, mate. I might jump in and give it a go and, see what happens.
Who you want to give shout-outs to in this race?
Speed Shop 51, Beefin's Designs, and Mazen's Transport.
Alrighty, man. Awesome job. Good luck in the next one.
Too easy, champ. See you, mate.
McCarran goes home runner-up, and now it is time to go to Cool Ray Victory Lane, and we're getting ready to talk to your race winner. Actually, I believe we have a little glitch on our end, so we can't really show you the logo here. There we go. And last guy we're going to talk with here, Daniel Blau, with a much-needed win and did it over his championship rival. Daniel, can you believe it? You came out clutch.
Yeah, I know Jamie's not too happy. I thought I was a little more clear. I know he did hit me square in the rear, but I definitely don't like to win him that way. I had a run and I took the shot, so I apologized to him, and he wasn't too happy about it. But it's racing sometimes.
I'll tell you this: Jamie was a class act in this post-race interview, and saying it's all good.
Yeah, I like I said, I apologized to him when I first got in. He wasn't real happy with me, but like I said, I don't like to win him that way. I didn't, definitely didn't mean to park it on his nose. I looked at the replay. Like I said, I'm not that kind of racer. I normally am not a slider guy, but I had a run, and I was like, you know what, Lernerville's my favorite track. I haven't won here other than in the veterans race. I need to get a win. So, again, I apologize to him, and hopefully we can have a good finish to the season with each other. It's been great racing with him all season. He's been fast everywhere, and I had a shot and I took it.
Now, we've got the championship race in a couple of weeks at the dirt track at Charlotte. You've come in, I want to say, without the penalty points, it is going to be 11, I think it is, minus the penalty points. And right now, your IL coming into tonight in this series was at a 288. Are you a little bit concerned right now? Do you just know you got to race a lot cleaner?
Yeah, and really, I don't feel like I haven't been racing clean. There's just, there's definitely been some rough racing in this division to start the season. I've had my, definite at-fault incidents, but, it's just been some, rough racing at times, and it's, I've struggled to keep that IL down. But I'm not too concerned about it. I had a discussion with Roger actually prior to the race and just told him, I'm out here having fun and just, banging doors with my boys in this division and just trying to have fun and, race everybody as clean as I can. But I definitely have some work to do for Charlotte. I am not good there at all. It's those big tracks like Charlotte, Eldora, Knoxville. I just Volusia, I struggle. So I got some work to do over the next couple of weeks, but I got some great teammates at Spartan Racing, and I'm sure we'll get my setup there. But yeah, it's been a blast so far, and like I said, I'm just looking forward to a good, strong finish to the season with running with Jamie. And I know he's not super happy, but it's been a great season racing with him, and hopefully we can finish it up on a clean note.
We're just watching what happened once again, but just finally, who do you want to give shout-outs to for this win?
Absolutely, my wife for allowing me to do this. She's, doesn't just allow me to do it. She's real super supportive. My teammates at Spartan Racing, awesome bunch of dudes. Been a huge help on setups this season. I'm not great at sprint cars, especially open setup, so I've had some great help with those guys. VMR Wraps always keeping me looking nice and clean on the track. And you for the broadcast, you do a hell of a job, Marty, and enjoy going back and watching the broadcast the next day. And just been a blast this season, and appreciate you coming on board and doing a heck of a job with the league.
Daniel, congratulations.
Thanks, Marty. Appreciate it, sir. We'll catch you next week.
Daniel Blau takes home the win, and we're going to get right into the race results from tonight. Do we have them? I think we do have them. Make sure we got them now. Yep, we do. And there, we'll just show you your top 18. 19th was Curtis Klinger, 20th Andy Piercefield, 21st Rich Holland, and 22nd Kyle Lesher. And McCarron still comes home and finishes second after spinning out, coming to the checkers. We got to take a break, and when we come back, we'll get right into the B qualifying for the Raiders. Stay with us.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
GeForce TV delivers the excitement of short track racing to places it has never seen before. With dynamic production elements and state-of-the-art technology, GeForce TV proves what the racing community already knew. Race fans are plentiful and they are hungry for excitement. Last year, GeForce TV streamed over 250,000 hours of intense racing action for fans all around the world. Nearly 750,000 fans viewed our streams and on-demand videos. By the end of the racing season, our subscriptions rose more than 400%. What does all this mean for you and your business? Motorsports marketing in Canada has never produced such amazing and measurable results. Cashing in on the benefit of motorsports marketing is easier than it's ever been. Work with a team, work with a speedway, work with a series, or join the excitement directly with us at GeForce TV. We are excited to see you all back at the races. But until then, see it all on GeForce TV. Subscribe today for free at GeForceTV.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Lernerville Speedway. We welcome you to our second event of the night, our B division for the Coast2Coast Racing League. Monday Night Madness Rebels Duke at it, brought to you by our friends at Malcolm's Mills Millwrighting. And I got to tell you, wow, what a finish that was. I don't think anyone saw that coming with the way Jamie McCarron's performance was. Let us know how much you were a fan of that finish. That was
all right, gentlemen. Looks
awesome.
Like we're going to move into qualifying again.
And here we go. You heard it there. It is qualifying time for the B Division Raiders, and we're going to get right into it. Qualifying is brought to you by brought to you by the Pitside Podcast. Like I said, we're going to get right into the midst of things. And Lane Snook up 32 on Brennan Lee. That's doubled for Terry Landis. So Lane Snook up 64 on third place Terry Landis. Randy Trees fourth, 443. Donovan Ross fifth with 425. That is how your top five look. Let's see who moves first here. And we'll start things off here with the driver of the number 7. That is Bob DeGood. Qualifying underway. You have 3 minutes to qualify your car. We'll keep an eye on who's got quick time. Again, you got to watch closely the berms off the outside. Don't want to go off track. It's easy to do that here at the Lernerville Speedway. First time goes to Bob DeGood, 13.61. Jamie McCarron up to the top, 13.432. Now Kevin Fry to the top, 13.32. Randy Shreves, 13.212. Garrett Pepe at second quick, 13.25. Let's go to Shane Andrews in the number 130 as Jack Hitt goes 12th quick. Clevenger up to third quick. Lane Snook fifth quick. Final lap for Blaine Brink off the corner. Does not work. We'll go back to Shane Andrews. Lap one time did not count. Update Garrett Pepe at quick time. Lane Snook second quick, 13.20. Shane Andrews 16th. Let's go to Matthew Croak in the number 2. Lap one time for Matthew Croak does not go. Again, all the drivers only get one lap pretty much. Donovan Ross up to third quick. He's got a 13.21. Matthew Croak, the last to qualify in the number 2, currently 9th quickest, with a 13.377. And that is where he stays. Donovan Ross pulls it on into the pits. And with another minute to go in qualifying, that will do it. We've got 26 cars that are entered as of right now. I wouldn't bet on it. 19 have qualified. And with the quick time, with a 13.158, last week's winner at the Eldora Speedway. Excuse me. They say last week's winner at the Eldora Speedway. Well, I was confused there. But anyway, someone that needed a good finish last week with a third place finish last week in the 47. That is Garrett Papiat. So qualifying has officially come to a conclusion. And now it's time for heat race number 1. And first heat race of the night is always brought to you by the Empire Super Sprints. And this is how we will roll things off. Again, the top 4 before the heats, all inverted based off of their qualifying time. And it's Justin Sick who finished 3rd in the C Division on pole. Matthew Croak is next to him. Jack Clevenger, Garrett Papiat, row 2. Then it's the Phenom, Blaine Brake, and Doug Lester in row 3, and then Alex Sun in row number 4. Field already rolling off here for 2 pace laps. Again, glad to have you with us for live coverage of Monday Night Madness in the Coast to Coast Racing League. On the Coast to Coast Racing Network and Slide Job Racing Network. Been a great night of action so far. And I expect a lot of better action. Here we go. We get ready for green. 8 laps. Top 3 will qualify directly into the feature. If we have a 4th heat, there will be a B main. Here we go. First heat race is green. Matthew Croak on the outside, trying to check out of the hotel. Sick tried to cut up in front of Garrett Papiat. Does not work. Jack Clevenger with a final transfer spot off of turn 4. 3 wide. Garrett Papiat takes 2nd, and they were 3 wide at the stripe for 3rd. Blaine Brink with the advantage. Justin Sick back in the 4th position. They all just got ragdolled there in 1 lap. And now Clevenger tries the inside for the slide job on Justin Sick. Does not work. Sick plays the defense. Keeps it. And they are trading slide jobs mostly. Jack Clevenger, who's up in the 4th position. Now Sick crosses over. Tries the inside. Does not work. Falls back to 5th, the first one out. Garrett Papiat with a slide job on Blaine Brink. He's up to 2nd position. And now chowing down on your race leader as you ride on board with the number 47. Tries to go inside for the race leader. Oh, Blaine Brink! Shades of Cedar Lake. And you can't even see him on the camera. He is that far down. Back into the pits we go as they battle for the lead. Matthew Croak takes it away from Garrett Papiat. Great racing here with 2 laps to go in heat race number 1. Croak versus Papiat down the back chute. Clevenger 3rd. Justin Sick may want to play the lottery. He just had a winning ticket to transfer into the A feature. Final lap underway between Croak and Papiat on a tacky surface. Papiat does he send it in. He tries the bottom. Final time at the stripe. No, Matthew Croak, Garrett Papiat, Jack Clevenger, Justin Sick transfer on in. And Croak will celebrate by going off track, and you can't even see him. So we wait for all the drivers to finish up, and we're going right to Heat 2, brought to you by Icon Sim Sports. Here's how we'll line things up. Jack Hitt and Benjamin Newman in row number 1. Jamie McCarron and Lane Snook, row 2. Shane Andrews, Daniel Blau in row number 3. Blau coming off of the win in the C Division. Gonna take a look here at the Rebels standings, looking for Daniel Blau. Right now, currently not applicable. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Could we see a battle between Jamie McCarran and Lane Snook? That is what we're watching very closely. Lane Snook, opportunity to possibly clinch the championship tonight. And again, we will not make it official until Charlotte in 2 weeks from now. Lane Snook already with 4 extra points for having the second fastest time in qualifying. Pace truck is in. Again, they go on the green. Here we go. Jack here with the early lead. Does he slide up on Jamie McCarran? McCarran is loose, and it causes a big stack up, and McCarran goes around once again, falls back to 5th. That will be a trip to the B main likely. Side by side for the lead with lap 1 up on the boards. Jack Hit looks for the slider up on Benjamin Newman. Newman still with some room, top shelf, down the back chute. Enter Lane Snook into the battle for the race lead. Newman leads. Lane Snook takes the second spot away from Jack Hit. The youngster has done a great job all season long, and a mistake by Newman's part. Snook sends it in. Slide job on Newman. New race leader is Lane Snook. But now Benjamin Newman tries to fight back. Slide job of his own. Doesn't work. Snook still with room. He keeps the lead. Snook will get the advantage on the cushion as we're halfway home in heat race number 2. Now Hit caught up in a battle with Newman for second as Newman gets loosey-goosey in the center of 1 and 2. Shane Andrews currently with the final transfer spot, just about 2.5 seconds ahead of Jamie McCarran. Good battle for second between Hit and Newman, your front row. Lane Snook looking for that opportunity to start in the runner-up spot. About 3 car lengths separate. Newman off track. Newman is off track and hits the wall, and Jamie McCarran can go play the lottery. He takes the 4th spot away and will steal a spot. Checkers are out. Lane Snook takes the heat win. Jack Hit second. Shane Andrews is third. And Jamie McCarran just got a lucky ticket. 4th place finish. Wow. Had some crazy heats so far tonight. Can it get crazier when it comes 8 time? Heat race number 3 brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series. Line them up this way for heat race number 3. Terry Landis on the pole. Preston Cranmer right next to him. Row 2, Kevin Fry and Donovan Ross. Row number 3, Donald Dory and Kyle Gollner. Again, top 4 will transfer directly to the A main. Everyone else will get a free trip to the B main or possibly the last chance qualifier, depending on how many drivers either forgot to hit watch or forgot to hit watch or hit the drive button but did not decide to race. Landis, the main driver, you have to watch very closely. Lane Snook winning heat race number 2. Landis likely the contender for Lane Snook for the rest of the season. We'll have to see what happens. Here we go. Heat 3 is green. They touch already in the turn 1 between Cranmer and Landis. And look at Donovan Ross on the outside. The 3-for-1 discount up to the race lead. Wow, what a pass for Donovan Ross. Landis falls back to second. Preston Cranmer third. Looks to the inside. Falls back. Keeps his spot. Holds serve. Landis. But now Kevin Fry stuck in this battle for third position. The 21 trying the inside. Takes the spot away with a mega slide job. Cranmer crosses over. You've got Kyle Goldner, the first one out in case the two get together. And Cranmer slams the door on Fry. Battle for the lead is on, meanwhile, between Terry Landis and Donovan Ross. Try and show you multiple battles on your screen. Oh boy, that got close there between Kevin Fry and Preston Cranmer. Nearly coming to blows. Fry trying to use the outside down the back straightaway. And he's going to have a run off of turn 4, high side. The preferred line at Lernerville, just don't go too high or you go off track. You see, he nearly just did that. You just heard it there. He had to get off the throttle or else bye-bye Kevin Fry and hello B-Main. Fry trying to, oh, there he goes. Off track, and here comes Goldner. Nice save, though. As the final lap is underway, Goldner's on the high side. Fry tries to play defense on the bottom. Let's see what happens for the final time, but first off of turn number 4, the heat win goes to Donovan Ross, and Kevin Fry holds off Kyle Goldner for 4th. And we do have a 4th heat race, which means somebody will, I believe, will be going home tonight. First time we've had Heat 4 tonight, and we can tell you that Heat Race number 4, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports, an esports racing team that competes weekly across the iRacing platform. From dirt races to sports cars, asphalt oval, and endurance races, they are at an esport race near you. Check them out on Facebook, give them a like, give them a follow. Field rolls off, again top 4 transfer. When we go to the B main, top 8 will make it into the show. Let's line them up this way, again top 4 all inverted as we go to green. It's Charlie Bragg and Bob DeGood on row 1. Lance Ripka, Randy Shreves, row number 2, and then Jeff Flaro and the Bassman Roger Craig in row number 3. One to go until we get the green flag. Randy Shreve starting in 4th was the quickest of all the drivers. Without question, he is the one to watch in this one. Two drivers are going to the feature event tonight for the Rebels. Everyone else transfers directly on in. Let's get it going. Good start for Bob DeGood. Should use the outside to his advantage. Randy Shreves all the way up to 2nd. Charlie Bragg 3rd. Lance Ripka 4th, and now Shreves up on the outside. Could get lap 1 in the books if he gets the room, but can't do it in time. DeGood leads the first lap as Shreves is all over his rear wing. Looking for the lead on the outside. DeGood uses the bottom. That should give the one. Oh my! How close can you get to making contact with Shreves? Shreves takes the lead away from Bob DeGood. That was that close. Lance Ripka 3rd, Jeff Flaro in 4th. This is the best battle on the track. And now Bragg inside on Flaro for P4. Charlie Bragg takes the 4th spot back. Can he clear the 200? Not just yet. Roger Craig in this battle. Your bottom 3. battling for that 4th spot. Look at Flaro wheeling and dealing it. Same with Charlie Bragg as they are wheel to wheel into turn number 3. Change for 2nd spot. Crazy racing all over for 2nd and for 4th. Flaro into 4th. DeGood nailed the first one out. Charlie Bragg is sideways. Nice save from him. And now we watch the battle for 2nd between Flaro and DeGood. Ripka up to 2nd position, but they're 1.5 seconds behind Randy Shreves. DeGood got loose on the exit. This could open the door for Charlie Bragg. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Bragg with, oh no, Bragg! Bragg is gone. Oh, man. Contact with DeGood and just pinched him. And because of that, DeGood takes it in, and I have a feeling Charlie is going to show his displeasure towards Bob DeGood. But I don't think that will happen in time. Ripka, Flaro, DeGood will join Shreves in transferring, and 1 driver will be going home. 25 entries, 16 drivers are currently locked in. We've got 9 drivers in the B main, brought to you by SBGC 3D Printing, and this is how we will line things up. We'll be watching the battle for 8th throughout this event, but it is Blaine Brink and Benjamin Newman on the front row. Kyle Goldner, Roger Craig in row number 2. Doug Lester, Daniel Blau in row 3. Donald Dory, Charlie Bragg. Row 4 and Alex Sudd starting from the 9th position. Waiting for the field to roll off. The B main is 10 laps. And 8 drivers will transfer in. Field gets the signal to roll off. And an update, by the way. Doug Lester, Daniel Blau, and Alex Sun either missed the call or they did not make it in. So this will mean that all 6 drivers will make it in. So just like what we had earlier tonight with the Raiders, we will have a 22-car field for the Rebels feature. And the rookie phenom, Blaine Brink, who is exclusively now with the Rebels, the guy to watch out for, so we will be watching the battle for the lead in the night. Brink needs to get his IL down as soon as possible, currently set at a 286. But we will see how he does in the B main as it's underway. Brink checks out early. Kyle Goldner 2nd. Brandon Newman is 3rd. Roger Craig inside for P3. Craig tries to slide on up in front of Newman. Can't clear him at all. And they are wing to wing for P3. A 3-car battle for that spot. 2,100 horsepower combined you see in this main battle for the 3rd position. Newman just got a little bit squirrely on the exit of turn 4, and Roger Craig clears and takes away 3rd. Donald Dory currently in last position in the B main. And we've got a challenge for the race lead happening. Blaine Brink, Kyle Goldner going after it. About 4 car lengths separates it, now down to 2 in the center of the corner. Let's see what Goldner does. Oh, trouble! Roger Craig goes around. Nice save from the Bassman. But he falls back to 6th because of it. Continuing to watch the battle for the lead with 5 to go between Blaine Brink and Kyle Goldner. The 021 and the 97. Goldner came into the night 19th in points, only 4 races in the books this season with the B division. A .23 IL so far this season for Kyle. 1.5 car lengths separate the top 2, and Goldner is all over his end. Change for third, by the way, as we had a crash. Couple of cars going around. I believe there was only one, actually, and that was Benjamin Newman. Real quick on the Malcolm's replay. I believe he was running in the 3rd position. Yep, goes off track, and he just did it once again. And we had something with Bragg and Craig while we were away, unless this was the save by the Bassman. Nope, this was something else. Nope, that was it. Checkers are out on the B main, and Blaine Brink holds off Kyle Goldner. Apologies for missing the finish. But Blaine Brink will start from 17th tonight. So we pause again for the warm-up. We're going to talk a little bit more about our Never Give Up charity event that begins tomorrow night, the feature next week.
Join in and help out Brody Sim, who was seriously injured in a sprint car accident this year. The fundraiser will feature 305 sprint cars and pro late models. Register now for one class for only $10 or both classes for $15 until August 15th. After August 15th, it'll be $15 for one and $20 for both. All drivers are guaranteed 2 to 4 races between August 17th and August 23rd. Don't miss the opportunity to help out Brody Sim in his road to recovery. 100% of the proceeds will go to Brody Sim through the Steve King Foundation. The Brody Sim Never Give Up fundraiser is presented by Can-Am Racing Team, Gambler Motorsports, Sim Seats, Maurer Farm Management, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, VMR Wraps, and PMD Wraps. For more information, check out www.c2crl.com. Help Brody Sim never give up and sign up today.
And again, an incredible event that we are very excited to do next week. The commemorative t-shirt you can purchase right now, and all profits for that will go to Brody Sim. Tell you a little bit more about Brody Sim, indeed, for those wondering a little bit more. He joined the Coast2Coast Racing League 3 days before his scary accident. Has not had an opportunity to race with us yet. And let's tell you about Brody Sim. He is a fighter. He's overcome many major challenges in his life, including 2 bouts with cancer. On May 31st, Brody was in a 305 sprint race involved in a terrible accident that left him with significant brain trauma, a broken pelvis, and vertebrae. It is hoped that he can make a full recovery over the next year to year and a half, but faces significant family therapy. The Sim family is very appreciative of the continued support of the racing community. Again, if you have not checked it out yet, check out the Pitside podcast with his dad, Ed, from a couple of weeks back. It's an incredible story. Again, it's an 8-race series featuring the fixed 305s and pro late models. 60 spots are available for each division with 2 to 4 races guaranteed. Open to anyone. And since we are past August 15th, it's now $15 for one division and $20 for 2. How the event will work for the Brody Sim Never Give Up charity event. Regular Coast2Coast League rules will apply where applicable. No callouts, no black flags will be cleared, no waiver rounds, no intentional contact. From qualifier number 1, top 4 finishers will go into the draw for the top 8 starting positions. P5 through 8 will go to the 9 through 12 starting positions for the championship. Top 4 for qualifier number 2 will go to the pill draw for top 8 starting positions. 5 through 8 will transfer to 13 through 16 starting positions for the championship. Then the top 8 finishers from the LCQ will transfer to P17 to P24 for the championship. 9 through 12 will be on standby if there are no shows for the championship. Pill Draw will be broadcast on the Pitside Podcast Facebook page on Sunday, August 22nd to figure out who starts on the pole. 30 laps, caution laps will count. And for the championship, they're each 40 laps. Alrighty, here we go for the second feature of the night. Let's give you the starting lineup. Your front row is Matthew Croak in the number 2 with Lane Snook, championship leader next to him, starting second. Donovan Ross, Randy Shreves in row number 2. Row 3, Garrett Pepiat and Jack Hitt. Row 4, Terry Landis and Lance Ripka. Rounding out the top 10 is Jack Clevenger and Shane Andrews. Row 6, Preston Cranmer and Jeff Flaro. We go through the rest of the field. Justin Sick and Jamie McCarron. Kevin Fry, Bob DeGood, Blaine Brink, Kyle Goldner, Donald Dory, Charlie Bragg, Roger Craig, Benjamin Newman. Round out the field of 22. We get ready to go, just waiting for Bassman, and we can roll things off. 2 pace laps, and they are currently rolling. Give you a look at the weather currently before we go green. The track temp has gone down to 65 degrees, air temp 84. You're going to see the track conditions in the corners right now. The cushion is in the middle line. The high side is definitely slicked up big time. Low side didn't really slick up. It's not really rubbing in much compared to what it looks like in 1 and 2. So it will be interesting to see what happens at the start of the race on the bottom side, and it will vary in different corners. Field tightening up to the pace truck. 1 lap to green. 25 laps. Caution laps do not count except for this first lap when caution laps will count. Lane Snook starting in second, looking for back-to-back wins. Had a huge win last week. Can he do it again? We had a great finish about an hour ago in the Raiders. Will we see that once again? We will find out in about 25 laps. Going to be an absolute fun one as the pace truck is in. Matthew Croak brings them to green. Bugle, let's go! Oh, Croak and Snook accordion the field as they come to blows. Donovan Ross inside looking for the race lead. The slide, oh my! Huge wreck in turns 3 and 4. The big one strikes. I don't know how many drivers caught big air, but that was absolutely crazy. I wish we had a red flag to see what happened, but the Malcolm's replay will show us. Terry Landis, one of the drivers involved. The caution laps here will count, I believe. And just got sent in from Hitt. And look at the chaos behind them. Show you Jack Hitt on his end. Watch the 240, 217. Oh, he came down into the 78 of Clevenger. And when you look at the replays, it does not look that bad. When you look at it from a distance, it looks bad. Flaro, up in the air he goes, makes a nice save, and then we had something else happen here in the back of the pack. Try and do this as quick as possible because I know the caution laps go by very quick. They stacked up behind, and we're going to get right here back to green. Matthew Croak fires, and it's already 3 wide for a second, and look at the move here by Randy Shreves in the 56. Oh, there goes Croak! Croak and Pepiat are gone! And Lane Snook looking for the lead. And Shreves gets it. Remember, we're adjusting the field too because the caution laps do count from lap 1 on. Snook inside on Shreves. The track has really worked really well for multiple grooves. Donovan Ross looking inside on Lane Snook for P2. For those wondering, by the way, Pepiat fell back to 21st, Croak only back to 6th. And look at Lane Snook just hugging the cushion, barely goes off course. Look on board with them how tight this is. Again, your points leader, Terry Landis in 15th. Massive points right now, and likely the day he clinches the championship and moves up to the A division. 6 laps are complete. Donovan Ross is third, and here we go. Battle for the lead is on. Shreves versus Snook. There have only been 3 different winners this season in the Rebels division. Lane Snook, Brendan Lacey, and Connor Ross. Shreves looking to make it a 4th different winner this season. As they're side by side, Ross is off track, spun in turn 2 from 3rd. Snook to the lead. Is a yellow going to come out? No, it won't. As Snook scrapes the wall, Shreves inside, and Lane Snook goes to the point. They're already catching up to lap traffic. In turn 4, the first driver you see is going to be Benjamin Newman in the 371. If we keep going on this long run, you may see a mess. Randy Shreves is currently 2nd, and ways back you find Lance Ripka 3rd. Jamie McCarron is 4th. 5th is Blaine Brink. How about Blaine Brink? Hard Charger currently up 12 spots from the B main. He is in 5th. 6th, Preston Cranmer. 7th, Jack Clevenger. 8th, Kyle Goldner. 9th is Justin Sick. And 10th is Kevin Fry. Good run we are having right now, in a change for position as Blaine Brink just lagged for a moment. For 6th spot, Clevenger looking up on the outside. Oh boy, Landis, who is a lap car by the way, in 20th, just slowed up Preston Cranmer big time. I think Landis may be looking for somebody, I don't know. Meanwhile, Snook is just pulling away big time for Randy Shreves on lap traffic. The lap traffic is on the bottom of the track, and Shreves is just getting held up big time from it. 1.2 second lead, and the yellow flag is out. Let's see who we got. Oh no. You can't see him. Now you see him. The voice is in the pits. Maybe going from his sprint car to his motorcycle now, or his scooter, or whatever you want to call it. As we watch on the Malcolm's replay and see what happened. Loose off of turn number 2, and Randy Shreves goes by. And Andrews, as he was letting drivers go by, just spins it. That's interesting, Shane. Shane Andrews, I'll just say this: you were lucky tomorrow night I am not in Brewerton, because if I was, I'd be coming up to you and would be like, "What in the world did you just do?" I'm kidding. Who doesn't love the voice, Shane Andrews, the voice of the Weed Sports series, Speedway and Super Dirt Car series? Just a great guy. Ready to go back to green this time. Snook, Shreves, Ripka, McCarron, and Brink. That is your top 10. McCarron in 4th. Watch him closely. He's hungry after what happened an hour ago. We go back to green. Snook had the right to fire first and a nice restart. The track is completely rubbered in. It is massively slick. Shreves is 2nd. Ripka 3rd. Here comes McCarron. Looks to the inside. A possible slide job. Can't do it. There is some slick, some tacky stuff in turns 3 and 4 that not a lot of drivers are working on. Everyone wants that high side. McCarron takes 3rd spot away from Ripka, Brink, and Clevenger. McCarron possibly the best driver right now to utilize the bottom. as there's incredible racing happening for position number 4. Brink trying to look inside, continues to blink and break. Some tires touch between him and Ripka. That got tight. Clevenger back to 5th position. How about Preston Cranmer? Incredible racing happening down the back chute. There they go. Clevenger around. There's the yellow. 360 keeps it going. And just looking to confirm here on Lane Snook. So he is still out there. But Clevenger, nice spin. Falls back. Gonna have to fall back tail line for that. I wish he could have stayed inside the top 10. That was a nice spin by Clevenger. Show you again on the Malcolm's replay. Made some contact with Ripka. In the battle for 4th position. And that brings the yellow flag out. Lights are off, going green this time by. Will be 7 laps to go in our second feature of the night. So it's Lane Snook, Randy Shreves, Jamie McCarran, Lance Ripka, Blaine Brink. Your top 5, then Preston Cranmer, Kyle Goldner, Kevin Fry, Justin Sick, Garrett Pepiat. The hard charger is Blaine Brink up 12, but McCarran and Goldner each up 11. Here we go, back to green. Snook fires, and Shreves is trying to figure out, does he want to go outside, utilizing the middle part of the racetrack and make it a run on Lane Snook. Snook powers it. He's better on the rubbered up stuff. McCarran, by the way, takes away 3rd. Not a good restart for Lance Ripka. Falls all the way back to 5th and maybe plummeted more. Here goes Cranmer inside. Takes away P5. Goldner falls back to 7th. 5 laps to go. And McCarran's got a date with Blaine Brink for that final podium spot. Here we go. Nearly a bump draft into turn 3. Send it in, Blaine. McCarran keeps 3rd. That may be just a sneak preview for what we could see in the final lap. Sneaker to sneaker down the back chute as they touch. Yellow's out. With 4 laps to go, and Kevin Fry, who was inside the top 10, is spun in turn 2. See what happened. Off track, around he goes. And that's the worst part about Lernerville. When you go off track and try to get that car back on the racing surface, and the bottom end is just stuck with your rear wheels not able to spin at all, the front wheels up in the air. You hate to see it. Really, you do. So will be a 3-lap shootout to decide who wins this one. Lane Snook looking for back-to-back wins for his 4th win of the season. Randy Shreves, Jamie McCarran, Blaine Brink, Preston Cranmer, your top 5. Here we go as we go back to green. Great restart from Lane Snook. Not a good one from Randy Shreves. But Shreves following where Snook goes, and look at Jamie McCarran up on the outside, trying to take away 3rd position from Brink. Podium spot up for grabs here. Crossover by McCarran on the exit. I think Brink still edged him out. 2 laps to go. Meanwhile, Lane Snook has pulled away to a huge lead over Randy Shreves, nearly a second. The white flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for Lane Snook to clinch a championship. Won't be made official until Charlotte 2 weeks from now, but off turn 4, his 4th win this season. In the Rebels, Lane Snook takes it at Lernerville. Shreve 2nd, and Blaine Brink takes home 3rd position. McCarron, by the way, for those wondering, fell back to 5th. And how about Preston Cranmer? I believe that's his best finish of the year in the 4th position. Right to the A&J Custom Creations Hard Charger Award from the B Main. Blaine Brink in the number 21. Up 14 positions. Great job for him, and not sure if we'll see him in the A division tonight. We'll have to wait and see. Your top 3 taking a nice little podium picture. And we will talk with them. For Randy Shreves as well, that was his best run of the year. And a great performance from him today. Just waiting for Blaine Brink to join, then we'll get to talking with your top 3. We've got Snook and Shreves already in the waiting room. And real quick while we wait, Blaine Brink, the hard charger. A&J Custom Creations, specializing in laser engraving and CNC machining. A&J puts their craftsmanship to work in every wood, trophy, and plaque they produce. A&J provides trophies and plaques to all of Coast to Coast Racing League division champions. Contact Andy Patton to order your custom creation today. Apologies for that. Had a glitch there for a moment. So let's talk with your top 3, and we'll start things off here with Blaine Brink in the number 21. Blaine, that was some nice racing there for 3rd. Just walk us through that battle you had.
Oh, Jamie McCarron and me and him were having a good battle. I think I might have got into him there on the last lap, which sent him back. And I didn't mean to do that, but, I mean, racing's racing, But saw the high side come in there, and that's where I was able to pass most of those cars. So we had a good car tonight, that's for sure.
Without question, you did. Who you want to give shout-outs to?
Obviously, I got to thank all my teammates over at LGR Motorsports for spotting me. Trace Olson was my spotter tonight. And I got to thank ABR Setup Shop for the awesome setup. Redline Race Designs for the nice-looking car. One Wish Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, Finish Line Repair, and CD Cinematography. And you for broadcasting this.
Yeah, you can't forget me, Blaine. What the heck, man? Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Blaine Brink coming home in position number 3. 2nd podium of the season, too. Let's go to Randy Shreves. And I believe, Randy, is this your best run in the B division this season, if I recall correctly?
I believe so. This is the first one I really haven't been caught up in any incidents and really didn't have any issues.
Awesome job, man. I want to ask, did you think you may have had anything for Lane Snook on the final restart with all the cautions coming out?
I don't think I did. My setup was just a little bit off there at the end. I just had no grip, so he was finding grip somewhere and just kind of blowing the doors off everybody.
Absolutely. The IL is pretty close. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but will we be seeing you in the Renegades tonight?
If I can, I will. I'm not sure about the IL thing either, but I'm definitely going to look into that, and hopefully I can.
Who you want to give shout-outs to?
I definitely want to thank my team, LGR Motorsports, ABR Setup Shop, Redline Race Designs, One Wish Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, Finish Line Repair, and CD Cinematography, and you guys for the broadcast, and Coast to Coast for putting on such a great league.
All right, Randy, we will let you go. Nice run tonight, man.
All right, thanks, Marty.
Randy Shreves coming home in the second position. Time to go to Cool Ray Victory Lane and talk with your race winner. And that guy is Lane Snook in the number 123. His fourth win of the season. I know, Lane, this is a big night for you. Congratulations. How's this one feel?
Yeah, it's definitely a big night with Lacey not being able to race, but I don't know. Well, we're just trying to keep my X's low so I can run Renegades next season, which is I should be able to at Charlotte, but it's only a 4X tonight. But I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I know you get a chance to sink it in a week early, but I mean, we won't make it official until next week. But the chances of getting the championship are looking really good for you, man.
Yeah, I don't know where anybody other than Lacey finished that was close to me. But yeah, it's definitely looking good. I'd rather run the Renegades championship, but I can't win it because my IL is too high. But that's all good. We'll hopefully get the Rebels.
How was your car tonight? It looked really good as a whole.
It took a couple laps to come in there at the beginning, but once it came in through the middle of the race, it was pretty good. At the end, I knew I had a big lead, so I wasn't really driving it super hard. Just kind of trying to hit my marks and not hit anything, keep my X's down. But yeah, it felt pretty solid. I ran it hard a little bit there in the middle of the race, and it was kind of flying there, actually, which is good.
Yeah. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I'd like to thank Velocity Designs, Bandyboat Racing, Jesse, Brandon, Goldner, Moonin, Lacey, Fitzy, JP, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Bio.com, Powerless Motorsports, Reimer Brothers, you guys for the broadcast, UTC Racing League, Universal Settlement Service, Jack on Hard Associates, Keystone Alliance, KKP, Keystone Carbon Products, Fox's Pizza Den, Mexico Ridge Bee Farm, Snoop Dirt Designs, The Old Hatchery, and Fitzy's Perfect Photography.
All right, Lane, we will let you go. Congratulations on the win, man.
Thank you.
Lane Snook takes it on home. Give you your official results from tonight's running of the Rebels, and it was a good race from Lernerville. Dominant one from Lane Snook, winning by nearly a second over Randy Shreves, Brink, Cranmer, McCarran, your top 5. 12 drivers finishing on the lead lap after that long run we had. Had it been at least a 10-lap green flag run, with Snook putting a bunch of drivers a lap down. Lap traffic really sealed the deal for Lane Snook over Randy Shreves because they were having a good battle early on. Then once they caught the lap traffic, Shreves was closing in big time. Show you the rest of the results on your screen. There they are. And I think the biggest one with the tough break goes to Matthew Croak. Garrett Pepiat, nice rebound to finish 7th too after spinning earlier, but Croak not finishing, that's definitely a bummer for him. Okay, we are going to take another break, and when we come back, it's Renegades time. We'll preview it all for you next.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
GeForce TV delivers the excitement of short track racing to places it has never seen before. With dynamic production elements and state-of-the-art technology, GeForce TV proves what the racing community already knew. Race fans are plentiful and they are hungry for excitement. Last year, GeForce TV streamed over 250,000 hours of intense racing action for fans all around the world. Nearly 750,000 fans viewed our streams and on-demand videos. By the end of the racing season, our subscriptions rose more than 400%. What does all this mean for you and your business? Motorsports marketing in Canada has never produced such amazing and measurable results. Cashing in on the benefit of motorsports marketing is easier than it's ever been. Work with a team, work with a speedway, work with a series, or join the excitement directly with us at GeForce TV. We are excited to see you all back at the races. But until then, see it all on GeForce TV. Subscribe today for free at GeForceTV.net.
And we welcome you back, everyone, to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Time to get the Renegades going. Our feature A division of the night, brought to you by the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Well, we're going to get right into how the points look that are brought to you by iRacing League Manager. It was a 53-point lead for Stephen Goldner over Brandon Schultz. And let's tell you, let's tell you as well about Stephen Goldner. He has won the last 3 races. It's been just an unbelievable string of runs he had. The first of the 3 straight wins he had was a photo finish over his teammate Kyle Moonen. And it was just an absolute barn burner. That's what it was. And he has just really put a clinic on Brandon Schultz. As long as, without the discrepancies, Stephen Goldner finishes ahead of Brandon Schultz, Goldner will likely clinch the championship. So here we go, qualifying underway, brought to you by the Pitside Podcast. We'll wait for the first guy to roll off. And that will be, actually, I believe that was Steven Fernberg. That was the first to roll off. So again, they all get 1 warm-up lap. They will usually say 3 qualifying laps. So they come off of turn 4. Fernberg starts off the times with a 13.32 and goes off course. Blake Chapman goes to the top on lap 1 with a 13.304. Now it's Brandon Schultz with a 13.29. Let's see if Chapman can improve that across the stripe. He goes. Yes, he does. 13.213. Just over Kyle Moonen. Let's go to Moonen and see if he can top that. Brandon Schultz tops it too with a 13.13. Moonen scrapes the wall. That's not going to work enough. Hind done with his qualifying run. Let's go to Tom Taylor in the 14. I believe he's done too. We go to G.J. Boydell working on lap number 2. 9th quick, 13.426. That will end his run. Jeff Barker stopped. And now we go to Barry Goldner in the 36, working on lap number 1. Unless Corinta gets something quicker. Yes, it is. Corinna on a fast lap. Same with Trent Verstraeten. Verstraeten with a 13.322. 5th and 10th. Watch closely. Corinna goes to 2nd. 13.201. Now Verstraeten takes it. 13.158. John Short with 1 lap to go, currently 5th quick with a 13.242. Let's see if he improves. I don't think he does. Barry Goldner on his final lap. 17th quick with a 13.626. 18 drivers qualifying, taking some time. We have got 22 drivers that are on the entry list. And with the quick time for the 2nd week in a row, with a 13.13, Brandon Schultz. Steven Goldner, not a good qualifying time, 10th quick. So as of right now, this puts the points lead down to 48. Qualifying wrapped up. So now here we go for the first heat race of the night, and that is brought to you by the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints as always. Here's how we line them up. It's Steven Goldner and John Hind, row 1. Blake Chapman, Brandon Schultz in row 2. Do not forget the top 4 inverted before we take the green flag. Row number 3, Daniel Vaught and Jeff Barker. And row 4 is Randy Shreves. So we wait for the field to grid on off, and there they go. Main guy to watch closely here will be Brandon Schultz. If he can get a heat win here and start on the pole, this would be huge. And we'll have to watch closely and see how Steven Goldner does, who starts from the pole in heat race number 3 in the 10th position. Should be only 3 heat races tonight, with 22 drivers on the entry list. And before we go to green real quick, give you the schedule of events that are coming on up, as we have not taken the opportunity to do that yet tonight on the broadcasts. Never give up. The Brody Sim charity event begins tomorrow at Knoxville. Qualifying beginning at 7:45 for qualifier 1. Qualifying 2, 7:45 Wednesday night for Hometown Heroes at Lernerville. Thursday Night Thunder, 7:45 for the LCQ at the Eldora Speedway. And then the championship being run Monday night on the Slide Job Racing Network here at the Volusia Speedway Park. Look at John Hind on the start here for heat race number 1. Takes the lead early over Steven Goldner. Brandon Schultz running third. Blake Chapman back and forth. Schultz edges out at the stripe. Steven Goldner, is actually in this heat. And falls back to 4th. Not where he wants to be early on. John Hind, Brandon Schultz in a battle for the race lead. Schultz tries to cut down with the bank in, and he takes a peek inside. Brandon Schultz with a slide job up on John Hind. You've got a new leader. Hind with the crossover. Slide job off his own, possibly. No, it does not work. Schultz to the point. Chapman up to 2nd. Hind is 3rd, and a good battle for 4th now between Goldner and Vaught down the back chute. Goldner defending properly, keeping 4th spot over Daniel Vaught. Randy Shreves, you see on the screen, did not make the start. I don't think he is eligible for this. And trouble for Steven Goldner, who's off the track. Steven Goldner, the championship leader, is off the track and will likely have to go to the B main. With 2 laps to go, we're under the white flag. See if we get a quick look at this and see what happened in turns 3 and 4. Goes off track. Checkers are out. Heat 1 in the books. Brandon Schultz will start from pole tonight. Chapman, Hind, and Vaught round out the field. But the big development here is Steven Goldner. Was up 53, now down to 48, and has to go to the B main tonight. Everyone though making the show. But that will be big. Second heat race brought to you by Icon Sim Sports. We line them up this way. Tom Taylor and Steven Fernberg in row 1. Then it's John Short, Trent Verstraeten, row number 2. Nathan Aldrich and Barry Goldner in row number 3. And Lance Ripka in the 7th position. Field starts to roll off. Other events that are coming up on the schedule that are not being broadcasted tomorrow afternoon. The retreads are doing 305s fixed at Lernerville. Wednesday is the NASCAR Super Speedway Series in the afternoon at Charlotte. Then Thursday afternoon we've got fixed 358 dirt mods at Eldora, and then fixed V-skips at Silverstone, the Legacy, at 2 and 3 o'clock respectively. Friday afternoon at 1:30 are pickups at Iowa, and then Saturday at 10:30 is the Pitside Podcast, Firekeepers Casino 400 at Michigan. Sunday night at 8 o'clock are the Road Runners and the Radicals at Silverstone Legacy. So again, heat race number 2. Top 4 will directly transfer into the feature. Everyone else will get some extra practice in the B main. Again, heat race number 2 brought to you by Icon Sim Sports. As well, we want to thank Malcolm's Mills Mill Writing for the replay, based in Oakland, Ontario, Canada. Malcolm's is a full-service mill writing contractor featuring custom welding, fabricating, and servicing industrial clients. Green flag is out. Side by side for second, Fernberg and Short. Now Fernberg gets around to the outside, using the banking as momentum up on the cushion as the track is currently tacky. Fernberg leads lap 1. Short with a crossover inside. Possible slide job for P2. Yes. All single file from 2 through 5 on out. Verstraeten thinks about looking inside for third. Shuts the door on Nathan Aldrich, who was looking for that final transfer spot. 3 cars put him under a blanket in the battle for third position. Aldrich nearly had a run, but now Verstraeten's going to get a run down the back chute. Takes a peek to the bottom, doesn't work. Taylor keeps third. Meanwhile, Fernberg leads Short by about 2. Carl Legs is a slider from Verstraeten, and he's got it. Tom Taylor thought about doing the slide job, but he's got company for that final transfer spot. Nathan Aldrich wants it bad. And by bad, I mean really bad. Aldrich goes wide, though. He's off course. And same with John Short. Short went off track too, and he's going to the B main. That puts Verstraeten in second spot. Taylor in third. Goldner is in fourth, so Taylor getting a lottery ticket. Same with Barry Goldner. Wow. Little bit crazy there as the checkers are out. Fernberg wins heat race number 2. Heat race number 3. Brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series. Tuesday night, the Demon 100. That's tomorrow night, actually, at the Brewerton Speedway. If you can't go in person, watch live on Dirt Vision. Line them up this way. G.J. Boydell, Patrick Spangler, row 1. Kyle Moon and Ross Carinta, row 2. Brian Moore, Jesse Bandy, row 3. Aiden Young, row 4 by himself. Speaking of sprint car racing as well, in the dirt car side of things, Knoxville Nationals, incredible race, always worth staying up late for. And how about young money, Kyle Larson? Takes the win, cashes in $176,000. Was actually my pick to win. That was a fun weekend in motorsports when it came to who won. Larson holding off Donnie Schatz. Absolutely incredible. You will never see a guy like Kyle Larson again without question. He's just like a sprint car god to the world. It's just unbelievable what he does. And yesterday's Cup race was crazy final 10 laps to watch, but AJ Allmendinger getting the win at the end. First win for Colleague Racing in Cup, and they're not even full-time Cup racing yet. That was incredible. So we haven't done this in a while on this broadcast tonight. The ones to watch out for. I'm going to give it to Patrick Spangler starting in that second position with the throwback number 051 scheme. Even though Kyle Moonen and Ross Corinter were each faster, Spangler is higher in points, and just trying to keep that third position in points as Spangler is third with 460, Blake Chapman fourth with 449, Steven Fernberg fifth, 427, John Hines sixth, 416, Trent Verstraete in seventh, 380. Good battle with Kyle Moonen for that spot. He's got 379. Jeffrey Barker in ninth with 365. And then 10th, Daniel Vaught, he's got 363. John Short not far behind with 359. Heat race number 3 about to go down. Let's do it. Spangler slams the door early on G.J. Boydell. Here comes Ross Corinter up on the outside. Oh, my! Boydell had to give him room or else he was going to get turned big time. Because no way Corinter was lighting off the throttle. Good battle for fourth between Moonen and Boydell. Let's see who makes this pass work on the outside. It's Moonen. He takes it away. And now we watch for the lead. Patrick Spangler and Ross Corinter going down the back chute, but Moonen and Boydell are still deadlocked in a battle for third. Moonen takes it at the line. Now inside goes, oh man, Corinter pulled the slider too late. Was looking for it on Patrick Spangler. Didn't work at all. 4 down, 4 to go in heat race number 3 and likely the final heat race of the night. 3 cars under a blanket battling for this, and we're going 3 wide for the lead. Corinter trying to get the edge. Doesn't work. Spangler keeps it for now. Slide job through the grass. The pass in the grass, part 2 for Ross Corinter. Spangler fights back underneath. 2 to go and a battle for third on between Moonen and Boydell. Corinter inside, big slide job. He's got it, loses the power though. Here comes Spangler looking underneath. He's got the lead. Does he pull the slide job here off turn 4? He does. White flag underway. Corinter inside, Spangler on the outside. The slide job for Corinter works. Does Patrick Spangler send it in turns 3 and 4? Corinter plays defensive. Off turn 4. Drag race to the line. Oh my goodness, it was that close. Ross Corinter by 3/1000ths of a second. Wow. We have seen some fantastic finishes tonight, but that one may have been the best. And the B main brought to you by SBGC 3D Printing. Check them out online at sbgc3d.com. Before we get to it, we got to take a look and just see if we have a margin of victory for this. Margin of victory officially on iRacing is .016 for Ross Corinter. That just reminded me a lot of what we saw in the Last Chance Showdown at Knoxville Saturday night to get the final spot in. And it was close there too. Anyway, we've lost track of time. Let's go to the starting grid and see how they line up. Jeff Barker, Nathan Aldrich in row 1. Stephen Goldner, Brian Moore Sr. Row 2, John Short, Jesse Bandy, row 3. And Aiden Young will by himself starts in the 7th position. And so 19 cars will make the race tonight. I want to go back real quick before we go green flag racing and just hear that call once again. I got to watch the replay of the finish before we go green. does. White flag underway. Corinna inside, Spangler on the outside. The slide job for Corinna works. Does Patrick Spangler send it in turns 3 and 4? Corinna plays defensive. Off turn 4. Drag race to the line. Oh my goodness, it was that close. Ross Corinna by 3/1000ths of a second. Wow. All right, we had to hear that just one more time as we're green for the B main. Jeff Barker gets the early advantage. Brian Moore Sr. second, but here comes Steven Goldner up on the outside. Remember, he wrecked in heat race number 1. Going off track, he takes the second spot away. And with 3 wide nearly for a moment for the lead. Oh boy, Moore Sr. and Goldner nearly touch. And it's gonna be 3 wide of the line. Does Goldner have the room? He does. Barker stuck on the bottom. Moore Sr. the slide job nearly goes off track. Look at Goldner threading the needle. What a pass by your points leader. To take the lead in the B main, you know he wants it that bad. John Short also making his way from the back of the field. Goes to 3rd. Jeff Barker back to 4th position. Jesse Bandy now 5th. Now Short. Trying the outside on Moore Sr. for that spot. Doesn't work a lot. For 4th. That's Bandy inside. We had a crash, by the way, reported. Nathan Aldrich and Aiden Young. We'll take a look at the Malcolm's replay here. And this was at the green. Simply goes off track. How about Aiden Young? Off-track moment here, too. Gets the wall. Just way too high. Came in too hot. 3 to go here in the B main. Race leader, Steven Goldner. Brian Moore Sr. currently 2nd. Jesse Bandy in a good battle for 3rd. Oh, no. Jeff Barker is off track. Was looking at a top 4 starting spot. John Short now up to 4th position. Now Barker goes back to 6 as we are on the... Whoa, Barker. Just merging properly. 1 second lead for Steven Goldner. Another 2 more drivers off track. Both Barker and Aldrich as they come to the checkers. Steven Goldner will start 13th tonight. But way behind Schultz. Brandon Schultz is on the pole tonight. Steven Goldner will start in 13th. That is a 27-point difference. So just keep that in mind. This championship battle may not be over after tonight. Final time, let's give you a preview of what we've got coming up next week and beginning tomorrow with qualifying, the main events next week with the Never Give Up Brody Sim charity event.
Join in and help out Brody Sim, who was seriously injured in a sprint car accident this year. The fundraiser will feature 305 sprint cars and pro late models. Register now for 1 class for only $10 or both classes for $15 until August 15th. After August 15th, it'll be $15 for 1 and $20 for both. All drivers are guaranteed 2 to 4 races between August 17th and August 23rd. Don't miss the opportunity to help out Brody Sim in his road to recovery. 100% of the proceeds will go to Brody Sim through the Steve King Foundation. The Brody Sim Never Give Up fundraiser is presented by Can-Am Racing Team, Gambler Motorsports, Sim Seats, Maurer Farm Management, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, VMR Wraps, and PMD Wraps. For more information, check out www.c2crl.com. Help Brody Sim never give up and sign up today.
Unbelievable event is happening next week. Here are the t-shirts we've got for sale, and again, all profits going out to Brody Sim. Just checking over some final things before we go green. Anyway, one more preview of this before we go racing tonight. Want to give a shout to all of our sponsors for this event. You heard some of them. A&J Custom Creations, Maurer Farm Management, VMR Wraps, ABR Setup Shop, Can-Am Racing Team, Sim Seats, Warrior Wraps, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Gambler Motorsports, Velocity Race Design, and PMD Wraps. Definitely appreciate them supporting the charity event that begins tomorrow at Knoxville. Wednesday night is at Lernerville, Thursday Eldora, and then next Monday night at Volusia Speedway Park. All proceeds going to Brody Sim through the Steve King Foundation. For those, again, who don't know who Brody Sim is, has overcome many major challenges in his life, including 2 bouts with cancer. Bad accident on May 31st in a 305 sprint race that left him with significant brain trauma, a broken pelvis, and vertebrae. He's expected to make a full recovery over the next year to year and a half, but faces significant therapy. And on behalf of the Sim family, they definitely appreciate the continued support of the racing community. And if you have not seen the Pitside podcast yet, the interview with his dad Ed, it is definitely awesome to watch. Again, 8-race series with fixed 305s and pro late models. 60 spots are available, so make sure you sign up as soon as possible. We still have some spots available. As you can see, with warm-ups underway, nobody on the track to let the track cool off and get it all set for the feature tonight. Will be 30 laps around Lernerville. Again, Steven Goldner looking for 4 consecutive wins. However, though, he's coming from the 13th starting position. His championship rival starts on the pole, and that is Brandon Schultz. Is the big story we are watching very closely. 53 points coming on in. We're about to see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Coast2Coast Racing League, Cool Ray, all the fine sponsors and drivers out here, we thank you for spending your Monday night with us. It is now time to meet the field of 21 or the field of 19. Here is the starting lineup. On the front row for feature time tonight, it is Brandon Schultz on the pole. Steven Fernberg next to him. Brandon Schultz looking for win number 2 of the season. Row number 2, it is Ross Corino with Blake Chapman next to him. Row 3, Trent Verstraeten and Patrick Spangler. The 4th row is John Hine and Tom Taylor. Rounding out the top 10, Kyle Moonen and Daniel Vaught. Row 6, Barry Goldner and G.J. Boydell. And let's go through the rest of the starting lineup. And there you see in 13th, the big name there, Steven Goldner, coming from the B main and hopefully trying to win, go 4 in a row. Looking as well, too, think of this. If he gets the Hard Charger Award, 5 bonus points that could increase the lead possibly. We'll have to see what happens. Brian Moore Sr. starts 14th. Jesse Bandy, John Short, Jeff Barker, Nathan Aldrich, Aiden Young, Randy Shreves, Lance Ripka. 19 cars starting. Shreves and Ripka will not be racing in this one. And that is how they line up. In the chat, Scott Schultz is rooting for Team BBR, and it should definitely be a fun feature. 30 laps. The distance is always for the Renegades each and every Monday night. Caution laps do not count unless we are at lap 1 and a yellow flies. No black flags are cleared, no wave arounds, 1 quick repair, 2 green-white checkers if necessary. All starts for the leader go on green. The restarts will be on the leader. One of the best 360 sprint car leagues, and the final feature about to go down tonight. The drivers are ready. The fans are ready. The teams are ready. I'm ready. Are you ready? Race fans, strap in and hold on tight, because these men are about to turn it loose and drop the sledgehammer, and it's showtime at Lernerville. Ross Corinna clipping the apron as Brandon Schultz takes the early lead. Steven Fernberg in second. 3 wide for position number 3. Trent Verstraeten trying to look underneath as lap 1 goes up on the boards, led by Brandon Schultz. Here comes Fernberg underneath. Corinna all the way down to the basement. Doesn't work at all. Stays back in 3rd position. Fernberg stays in 2nd. Schultz holds the serve. Battle for 3rd is on between Blake Chapman and Ross Corinna at the stripe. Give it to the number 20. Fernberg holding on the outside for dear life. Daniel Vaught jumping into the pits. Not what he wanted at all in the number 180. Side by side for about 2 straight laps have been Chapman and Fernberg for straightening into the equation. And look at the battle for 2nd up for grabs as they're 3 wide behind them. Corinna all the way to the bottom, a part of that photo finish to win heat race number 2. Heat race number 3 as Corinna takes the spot away from Steven Fernberg. 1 second, though, behind your race leader in Brandon Schultz. Schultz with a dominating win earlier this season that came at the Kokomo Speedway. Corinna 2nd, Patrick Spangler running in 3rd, and the battle is on with Fernberg. They've been battling for 3rd pretty much this entire race. Verstraeten changing positions with Blake Chapman, and Fernberg takes it on the outside, nearly squeezed him into the wall and flipped him over. That got very close. All around racing at its finest. We're 3 wide, nearly 4 wide for the spot. Verstraeten clips the grass, and he stays back in 6th spot. Chapman looking on the outside for Verstraeten, like in the bottom for right now as the track is definitely starting to get slick. Oh, hell, look out! Verstraeten hits the Tory tire and up on the wall into the pits. That's not going to bring a yellow out. And a tough break for Trent. 2nd week in a row, he fades back after having a good start early on. Battle for 4th position on the line between Blake Chapman, Steven Goldner, and Steven Fernberg. And how about Goldner? Currently tied with Aiden Young for the hard charger, each up 8 spots. If Goldner gets this, this would be 5 bonus points. Coming into the feature before all the discrepancies / penalty points and the bonus points, it was 48. As Brandon Schultz got the pole, got the quick time. Goldner did not get inside the top 5. He's looking for 4th on Blake Chapman. And if he can, that would be big right now because Aiden Young, and we'll focus on him, currently in 11th spot in the 69, trying to get by that 57 of Jesse Bandy for 10th position. So you got to watch that closely. Meanwhile, the gap cut down to about a half second. Let's show you the track map and see where all the drivers are on the track. Lap traffic coming shortly. They could soon approach the 71. That is John Hine. Corinna, though, has closed the gap meanwhile. We saw about a half second earlier on, but he has faded back a little bit, got loose in the rubber. Then you've got Patrick Spangler in 3rd. Blake Chapman is in 4th. That is your best battle on the track. And let's see what happens here. Chapman takes a look underneath. Wheeling and dealing it, rumbling and bumbling for P3, the final podium spot. Chapman's got it for right now. Spangler playing some nice defense off of turn 4. And Stephen Goldner took away 4th for just a split second. He's going to get the run down the back straightaway on the cushion. Let's see what he does here as he ride on board with him. Very turn 1. Look how bumpy it is with all the rubber on the track. And again, your best battle for position. Chapman takes away 3rd. Spangler trying to fight back on the bottom. Tries inside. Oh, man. Oh, no. No, Goldner. Goldner off the track. He goes around. And that's going to affect his chances at a hard charger likely. Oh, my goodness. Huge implications. 48-point lead coming in. And the one mistake he didn't want to make comes back to bite him in the rear end. He is back to 11th position. Not what he wanted at all, and we've got a good battle for that hard charger now between Aiden Young and John Short, each up 10 positions. But meanwhile, in lap traffic, look at the gap for Brandon Schultz, and there's a nice battle for second up for grabs here. In lap traffic between Corinna and Chapman. Wheel to wheel in turns 3 and 4. They're still side by side. Great racing for that runner-up spot. And Chapman takes it away from Corinna. Patrick Spangler also in the battle too. Falls back just a little bit. Going all the way down to the backyard. Oh my, what a mess this is. This is just an accident waiting to happen. Chapman trying to pull away. They're 5 wide at Lernerville. Have you ever? And Moonen up to 3rd spot. Look at his car on the outside. Having a tough time getting by John Hine in the 71, who's in 18th. Spangler 4th, Corinna back to 5th, and here comes John Short in all of this. With 3 laps to go in the feature, now make it 2. It is a 5.6 second lead for Brandon Schultz and a big chance to possibly get back in the championship hunt. Stephen Goldner currently in 8th position. And Brandon Schultz will see the white flag, 1 lap to go. Has led every lap in this race, has been the fastest car the entire day. 2nd win of the season, and a chance at a championship. 2 weeks from now, Brandon Schultz takes Lernerville. For 2nd, it goes to Blake Chapman over Kyle Moonen. Patrick Spangler, Ross Corinna rounds out the top 5. Here comes Goldner off of turn 4, and he takes the 8th position. It was 48 coming in. And there is a 17-point gain. It's still going to be tough for Brandon Schultz to win this championship. He does have an opportunity to drop a week, too. It'll be 17 points gained, so it would be, as of what we have right now, 31-point lead for Stephen Goldner entering Charlotte in 2 weeks from now. But Brandon Schultz, definitely what he needed after last week. Coming home 2nd last week at Eldora, it was Limaland where he did not have the good day at all, coming home in 10th position. So we're going to mark that down here, just about 31 points, and we're going to stand by here and talk with your top 3. And how about that race? Caution-free the entire way. Give it up for your drivers in the Renegades. That is why they are some of the cleanest drivers on iRacing these days. All right, we've got Brandon Schultz, we've got Blake Chapman, we've got Kyle Moonen. Let's bring him on in here, and we'll start things off with Kyle Moonen. Kyle, that was a fun race, but you had a tough time in lap traffic there when you were in 2nd spot, but still had a podium spot. Just what happened there from your perspective?
It was just a lot of cars everywhere. Honestly, it made it kind of fun. You know, it just adds a little something when you're racing with people. And I slipped around. I could tell they were kind of holding Ross and someone else up, and slipped around the outside of him, and just was at the right place at the right time, I guess.
Were you expecting a wreck to happen pretty much when there are just so many cars all packed together? You guys were nearly like 5 wide at one time.
Yeah, we were. I was kind of expecting one. I was kind of hoping for one just so I could start over and finish my hot pocket. I was starting to eat that before the race, and I didn't get to finish it. But nope, nothing crazy happened, thankfully. But it was a fun race.
Absolutely. Who you want to give shout outs to tonight?
Just everyone at Bandy Built. My spotter Brennan. He's not racing tonight, but he was helping us out in the spotter stand. So everyone over there, Ross Krenna, Velocity Race Designs, does all of our paints, and you guys for the broadcast, and everyone for the league.
Alrighty. Kyle, we will let you go. Nice job tonight.
I appreciate it.
And great job as well to the drivers. Caution free at the end. And now we go to Blake Chapman finishing in second spot. Was pretty much in battles the entire 30 laps. Blake, how in the world did you and company not wreck?
I'm not sure. I guess we're all just a bunch of good drivers, I guess, just keeping it clean. We respect one another. No, that helps a lot, but, you know, I had a pretty good fast setup tonight, and I was able to run the top pretty well, and the bottom came in there towards the end, so it's pretty fortunate to have a quick car, and it was fun running with those guys.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Everybody down at Wide Open Motorsports, BB7 Setups, and my parents, grandparents, Steve Bixler, everybody that watches and supports, Roger for putting on the league, and you for doing this for us, Marty.
Appreciate it, man. Blake, we will let you go. Nice job tonight.
Hey, thanks, man. Take it easy.
You as well. All right, couple of things here real quick. Let's get to, first off, the A&J Hard Charger. Two of them, John Short, Aiden Young, each gaining 10 positions. So I believe they will each get 5 bonus points for their Hard Charger award. Now time to go to Cool Ray Victory Lane to talk with your race winner, Brandon Schultz, and another dominant one just like he did at Kokomo. And for Schultz, it is his second win of the season and puts him back in the hunt still to possibly win the championship in the A division. Going to be tough, though, against Steven Goldner. But, Brandon, let's talk about the race first. That was an absolutely flawless car the entire night.
Yeah, it was really good. We kind of pulled a setup out that we haven't used in quite a while and used it pretty much all night. So, yeah, the car was just on rails all night. And I really like this place on the top. And the top was, it was slowly coming in. I seen Short get closer and closer on the bottom. I knew once he got really close that I was going to have to either try to switch up my line or really start hammering the top, and I just tried to drive it harder on the top, and luckily we held on and got the job done tonight, which feels pretty good because we've been knocking off the rust for quite a while.
Now what I want to ask you is 2 weeks from now we've got the championship battle, you versus Goldner at Charlotte. You're down, from what I have right now in my account before the incident penalties, 31 points. So now, I mean, I know you're not thinking about points, you're thinking about wins, but do you just hope for possibly something to happen with Steven Goldner, that he doesn't have really the best of days?
No. If we're gonna win this points, I wanna win it without running him. I don't wanna just win it over him hitting the wall or getting wrecked or anything like that. If you're going to go out there and beat somebody, I want to beat them straight up.
Absolutely. I don't blame you for that. Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
I just got to thank all the guys at Bandy Build. Teammates are awesome guys. Got to thank Alex at ABR Setup Shop. Got to thank Dirt Doctor Trucking, Bioil.com, It's Perfect Photography. Ross at Velocity does awesome paints, always making the car look great. And I got to thank Dad for watching tonight and supporting me as always. And I got to thank you for broadcasting and Roger for the league.
Your dad was in chat, definitely rooting you on there. His father, Scott. Brandon, we'll let you go. Congrats on the win.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
So Schultz's second win on the season and absolutely won. That was much needed. Here are how the results look. Only 9 drivers finishing on the lead lap. Schultz, Chapman, Moonen, Spangler, Carinta, Short, Fernberg, Goldner, Stephen Goldner to be exact, and Young. And tough break, too, for Stephen Goldner. Had a chance at probably a top 3 car, maybe even top, if not top 5. He just overdrove turn 2 on the exit and got off the track and spun. Luckily kept the car going. Did not need a yellow at all for that, and great choice by race control to keep that race green. That would have been a bummer if a yellow had to come out after such a great long run we had. Like, that was an awesome wire-to-wire caution-free race. It was just great. Really it was. Tough break, too, for Trent Verstraeten and Ryan inside the top 10 throughout the race until he went off on his own. Actually, not off, until he spun at the start-finish line, go into the infield. So that is going to do it for us tonight. Bassman is in here, Roger Craig. Roger, you got any final words before we wrap things up?
No, Marty, that was just it's incredible racing. These guys put on just an incredible show every week, and it's just unbelievable racing. These guys, I put them up against for excitement anybody in iRacing.
Yeah, absolutely, especially the Renegades with it being caution-free. So again, that's going to do it for us tonight here. On behalf of everyone at the Coast2Coast Racing League, I want to give a shout first off to all of our sponsors. Without them, none of this could be possible. Give a shout out to Empire Super Sprints, Malcolm's Mills Millwright, A&J Custom Creations, Icon Sim Sports, Cool Ray Air Conditioning and Heating, the Super Dirt Car Series, Mr. Plummer, iRacing League Manager, the Pit Side Podcast. I know I'm forgetting a lot more. Can-Am Racing Team, Gambler Motorsports, SBGC 3D Printing. That is all of our sponsors. Now, on behalf of all of the league guys in charge, Preston Cranmer, Roger Craig, and all of Race Control, a part of the Coast2Coast Racing League. And now, it's Marty Sakala signing things off, bidding you adieu for tonight. Brandon Schultz, his second win of the season in the Renegades, and it comes at Lernerville Speedway. Thank you all for joining us tonight. So long, everyone.